You never heard before. The volume. Here they come again, wicked. Here we go again.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is a Slash Brothers podcast. This is your boy Ace Kennedy, and I got a PSA for you. Check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join Charlie Venus and Ace Kennedy for all your entertainment needs. Tune in each week as they give their take on all your favorite topics. Don't be clueless. Watch the Slash Brothers podcast. And God bless you.
Never gets old. The beautiful Stacey Dash. Yo, we got a packed show for you today. We're going to be talking about some of everything. We're going to get into a little politics. You know how we do. Talk about a little basketball, a little football, see where your team is at right now. Yo, we got to get into these Lakers and the Nets, man. Why ain't nobody show up for the games, bro? We gotta talk about that. And also, special guests for this evening. My boy Ben Rich from All Red is going to be joining us. This is our artist series for the month of October. So we're going to be talking to a bunch of different independent artists that are blazing everywhere. And so, yeah, we're going to get into that too. But before we get into that, you know how we start the show. Let's get it.
Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Welcome to the Slash Brothers podcast. Do not adjust your dials. I know you looking like somebody missing. Yeah, Charlie V he's in the building. He's getting some stuff situated, and he will be joining us. So don't adjust your dials. We still keeping it funky around here. But like I was talking about, this is our artist series for the month of October. We're going to be interviewing some of the best talent that I personally know. And this brother, I'm telling you, if y'all have ever heard him or seen him perform, you know how dynamic he is. We had his partner on Friday. This group of young men have been doing it all. I ain't just talking about mixing, mastering, writing, graphics. They do everything. Apparel, you name it, they do it. And so without further ado, I'm gonna bring in my brother, Ben Rich from All Red. Y'all show him some love.
So, y'all, how y'all doing today, man?
What's going on there, bro?
Shoot, just living life, man. Just living life every day.
I hear that. So, yo, I see the 815 on the shirt. What's that about?
It's a clothing line that we made for my son. It's based off his birthday, which is actually the same day as Nipsey Hussle's birthday.
Wow.
So we built a lot of things off of the Nipsey Hussle's song, Real Big. So it's like to teach him to be, you know what I'm saying, motivate him to do something besides just sit around, you know what I'm saying, be a leader. It makes him get out of his comfort zone as well as ours, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what I think is dope, because I mean, obviously I follow you on Facebook or whatever like that, and you're always doing stuff with your son, you know what I'm saying? Like incorporating him, getting him set up business wise and business minded to believe in himself. I see that all the time with you doing that with him. I mean, even from a little boy, you was doing that, and so it was so dope to know that you're passing down that mentality to him at an early age, and also just the fact of that generational wealth that we all aspire to have for our kids, and just passing down that legacy, man. So I just think that's dope.
Oh yeah. I had great parents, you know, they taught me how to do it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't always have the means for it. So
Right.
they gave me the knowledge to put myself in position to do it. So I'm making sure that he never have to want for anything. So that's the biggest part.
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, let's go ahead. Let's bring Charlie in, man, so we can get this full interview popping off.
Let's do it. Let's do it. What's happening? What's happening?
What up,
How you
CV?
doing?
Man, it's crazy, dude. I'm sitting here, slid on out, thinking I was done, right? And so, one of my biggest accounts reach out, say, "Hey, man, I apologize for calling you now, right? But we dead in the water here. We can't do nothing, man. Can you help us on now?" And I'm just like, have no idea what they talking about. I'm just trying to pull this together with just wits, right? And I was like, oh my God. So man, 5:30 they called me. I'm sitting here thinking I'm gonna shut it down and I'm cool. So we back though, man. What's good?
What's
What's
going
good
on?
with you, man?
Man, I'm excited for this one though, man. The part two, the all red. So I'm good with this one though, man.
Yeah, and I apologize if I need to apologize to you, you know what I'm saying? Like something came up, but
No,
like he
man.
know, like
Hey, no worries, bro. That's the thing, bro. We all busy, and so the thing is that hey, it turned out dope anyway, and hey, we get to have you today. So hey, no
yeah.
love lost at all, bro. Excited
Absolutely.
to have you on. So Ben, we've done 2 songs together, bro.
Right.
Yeah. And we said I did a video. That's crazy.
Right. We ain't done no video, but we did 2 songs together. So we gonna fix that. We definitely gonna fix that. But where are you originally from?
Um, I'm kind of like a mutt. I say Texas because that's where I lived the longest. My dad was in the military, so I was born in Florida.
Okay.
I lived in Warner Robins, Georgia, and I lived in Biloxi, Mississippi too, in elementary time. But junior high and high school, I grew up in Texas for the most part, which I follow.
And what would you say? Where does your style come from? Because I
The
explained
South.
this on Friday, man. Before I heard any national artist doing the new style of the flow, where the rap and the R&B is like super mixed. I heard y'all
Yeah.
boys. I remember calling Charles and telling him like, "Yo, bro, there's these dudes out here, they killing." You know what I'm saying? And I've also told the story how I, called you and was asking, "Yo, like, what are y'all doing, bro?" So my thing is that yeah, like where did that develop from?
Well, singing is always been a part of me because I grew up in church, so that's always been a big part of me. But like I couldn't sing as good as my sisters and my brother, so it's like I had to develop rapping with. So even when I was in church, I was trying to rap and sing at the same time. So I've been doing this since I was like 7.
That's
But
super
like
dope.
far as like influences, like I'm a I'm a big Wayne fan and I'm a big Tank fan. So I try to like infuse the two.
Did
So
you say Tank, sir? Did you say Tank?
yeah, yes, like Tank is my all-time favorite writer. Even rap or singing is just
Hey,
all-time
listen.
favorite writer.
I know this your first time on the Slash Brothers podcast, but bro, let me tell you, it is a running joke on here that I tell Charles that Tank is the greatest artist, and he don't want to believe me. And
Hey, to
so,
It's
me,
not
he
it,
is like
it's
hey,
not that I don't listen. It's not that I don't, right? It's not that I don't believe it. It's like, okay, so there are people who I am complete stands of, right? So for
yeah,
me, I'm a complete stan of Beyonce. I'm a complete stan. And I'm talking about when I say stan, I will defend Beyonce in front of my mama. Like, no, I can't let my mama talk about Beyonce like that. And
I feel
so
you.
for us, right, Tank is it. So listen, this is funny. we sit here talking, and I was like, yeah, man, we were talking about albums, And I was like, yeah, man, that one Tank came out with like that third album that had the dancey songs and it was up tempo. I was like, yeah, that one was just kind of, that wasn't a good Tank album. Hey, so I thought it was dope. I'm like, of course you would think it's dope. Like, I'm like,
Hey,
no,
I
it's
feel it
not.
though.
Like, nah, but it's so when you said Tank, I was like, I knew it was coming, bro. I knew it was coming.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
dope, bro. That's dope
yeah,
because obviously Tank is another one that has the super dope arrangements. And
yeah,
every time I hear your stuff, it's just like, man, here we go. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because the second song we did together, it was the Players off of Players joint. You
yeah.
know, I got to hear your verse first. So Charles, me and Charles is my co-writer. Like me and him, we collab on everything. So the first, as soon as we heard, he was like, "Oh yeah, we got to kill him. We got to kill him. We got to try to kill him." It's just like, bro,
Facts.
I knew when I heard, I was like, bro, listen. And so it was complete. That was completely unorthodox out of my style of ever doing anything like that. And it was all because, like I said, just knowing the caliber of artist you are, I'm like, hey, there's no way I'm gonna let him stump me on this track. And
You know the killer part about that song. I really just went in and had fun. I didn't write nothing down.
I
yeah,
did.
I just went in
Listen,
there
I
and
thought
just
that was the
had
case.
fun.
I said, you know what? When I heard when they hit me up with the verse, and he sent me, he said, "This is what he got." I said, "Yo, he got to be freestyling on this because it was like 3 to 4 different like cadences and change up. It was
Yeah,
almost like get in the booth, freestyle until you get that out. Stop.
yeah. But
Go
I hate to
back
be
in,
bored. I
hit
hate to be
this one here.
bored.
Yeah.
yeah, your music is never boring, bro. Like I love that you get on live and you sit up there and you'll play concepts of stuff and like, man, I'm telling you, bro. I have to say I'm a fan of y'all for real, bro. It's always dope. Like when I walk in the building of a show and I don't know that y'all are on, or even if I do know y'all are on, it's just dope. Like it's just that love, like, bro. That's them brothers right there. And of course, you know,
For
being
real.
in the Air Force together. How long were you in?
I was in for 6 years.
Okay.
6 years
What
and a
did
month to be exact. I did ground radio, RF transmissions, you know what I'm saying? I worked. I wasn't doing no hard work. No.
Hey, they don't call it the Air Force for nothing, brother.
Man, I
Oh
was the
boy.
I finessed. That's what I did. I played basketball for 6 years, and I literally went to work 3 days out the week and played basketball 4 days out the week.
That's what's up, man. So, what made you decide to just go all music or in the entertainment genre? Period.
One, because this is always something that even when I tried to quit, I couldn't never get away. And two is like when I got hurt with the Air Force and they was like, "Oh, bye." It was like, okay, what else I'm gonna do? I don't want
Yeah,
to work for nobody else, so I worked hard so I could work for myself.
yeah. Uh, and like I said, I do follow you, so of course I see all the time that you post. Like you don't just do music. Can you kind of just give us an overview of everything that you kind of do?
Okay, so I got 2 degrees. My first degree is graphic design, so I got that at Rose State, and then I have a second degree that I got at the ACM. Is for production and engineering. So I mix, master, produce, all that. Um, obviously do clothes. I co-own a detail company with my one of my friends, Joe Money. Y'all may know him. Dang, what don't I do? I coach. I'm an assistant coach. We have 3 teams. We have an elite 5th grade team. We have a regular 5th grade team, and then we have a 4th grade team. Yeah, I didn't like I said. Like I told you when we was off here, I just constantly adding more to my plate. Um, I don't know. I do a lot. Do a lot.
Let me ask you this though. So let's say for somebody who, let's say somebody who isn't as familiar with your music, right? If they were checking you guys out for the first time, I mean, what would they expect? Like, I know that you said that Tank and Wheezy were your influences, but if somebody was like, I know that everybody tries to be unique to say, oh, it sounds like this, right? But
Yeah,
sonically, how would you describe your signature sound?
my signature style. That's actually a good one. Um, witty wordplay. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very witty. So a lot of stuff goes missed a lot of times because how I deliver it. But like if you actually sit there and listen to what I say, like I'm on the type. I even put a punchline in the R&B song just because I like to do witty things. Sometimes I go over the head just so they'll catch it like 10 plays later. I do that on purpose because I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like things like that so they have a reason to come back. I'm trying to work on replay value, so I'm trying to like shorten up songs. So like I guess I don't know if that answered your question or not. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's dope.
I got one for you. If I know when you listening to songs, all of them are your babies. But if you had to pick one that's like this is the one that put me on the map, or this is the
Know me by this song.
what is that song?
Okay, now this is gonna be crazy because if I'm rapping, I'll say Five Rings off my
Hmm.
Elephant in Room project. But
Hmm.
if I'm doing like singing stuff, I say Mind Blown off Scorpio Season because that's literally like my baby. Like I was going through a lot of stuff when I made that song, and like literally had a power line fall on the house right after I recorded that song. So I was like, that song really like it's my
Is that
baby. So
electrifying, huh?
yeah,
So
yeah.
look, I got a question. This is a artist to artist question, right? What song do you think people are just sleeping on, right? That you have, that you say y'all just ain't rocking? Because listen, I only say this because I know that even major signed artists probably have favorite songs, right?
Man,
But then there are songs that you might be like, if you're a major signed artist, you might be like, all right, you know what? Now I think this is a dope song that people just sleep on. So even as an independent artist, though, right? What song that's out there, right? That you say not that it's like you name those songs, right? But the song you
yeah.
say, nah, y'all sleeping on this song.
Um, my song called "I Don't Know You" from Scorpio Season. Uh, I think it's three. My fault. Yeah, but it's called "I Don't Know You," and I think people sleep on it because they don't really get the concept of it. It's like, but it's basically saying like the chorus says, "I feel like I don't know you. Why you got to do me like that?" It's basically me in my relationship. I feel like we're in the same spot, but we're not. We're in two different places at the same time because it's like I don't know
Mm.
you anymore, and I don't know you. That's like one of my favorite songs, but it's like people sleep on it.
Oh
like
man.
that's some of my best writing too. I'm like
Yeah,
but
yeah.
people want simple things. I get it. That's why they like my song "Eat." That's and the crazy part. That's one of my least favorite songs.
Yeah,
But
I hate that, bro. It'd be like the song that you do on there. Charlie, you had another question because I got
No,
some.
because I thought about something because you said that that's the one. So this is the one that we asked Yo, that I'm just kind of curious on your thoughts as well. So when it comes to independent artists, right? So you writing, you mix and mastering, you're putting all this effort and
And he
talent
produces
into
too.
it,
Yeah.
and you produce, right?
yeah,
So the question is, right, what is the biggest obstacle, right? So there's always trying to level up, right? And so you got all this catalog of music that you've been doing already. So what's like the obstacle for you going the next level, right? For you to say, nah, I'm a equal to people who y'all might see as mainstream artists. Like, what do you think is that barrier that's stopping you from going to that level, if any?
me me honestly, I know I'm gonna say it's balance for the simple fact. Um, I have so much music. I just be wanting to put it out, put it out, put it out, put it out. I'm not giving the consumer time to really digest what I've already put out. So,
Mm,
well, let me stop. This year, these past 2 years, I made sure that I wasn't putting out that much music, and I was making sure I was putting out more visuals. And if I am putting out a lot more music, it's more features than anything because I want them to digest. Like stuff like Mind Blown. Like I said, that's my baby. So even to this day, I wrote that I want to say 2, 3 years ago, and it's still relevant right now. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's like I can just learn to slow down my pace, and then other than that, it's just having to push because we gotta do everything ourselves off the muscle. Like we running for everything. I don't have nobody to put up no money for me. I don't have no back end. Everything I got, I went and got it out the mud myself, or
Yeah.
with Yo, or with All Red. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the biggest obstacle for me. Just Not that I'm not noticed, it's just knowing when to drop.
Yeah. So you mentioned that, bro. Do you think that you get the support or the credit that you deserve as an artist from it's one of those things like when people know you, they know you, right? Because me and Charles talk all the time. Like we'll put out a song or we'll put out a project or something, and it be
Yeah.
our closest friends that don't hear about it. Like say we just put the music out first, and then a couple months later we drop a visual for it, and it's like, yo, the new song is fire. Like, oh, that was like, bro, get the
That song
project.
been out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel you on that. But
it's just it's one of those things. It's like and for me, I hate being called a local artist. That is like the worst to me.
yeah,
Because my thing is that our songs are played on every streaming platform, just like any other artist. I am not local. Like, no, I am an independent artist. And so I don't know why that bothers me so bad. It's just like nails on the chalkboard, bro. When I
nah,
hear it.
it bothered me too. But I just learned like, I if you'd asked me this 2 years ago, I'd have probably went on a rant about support.
Yeah,
Now it's like I do this for me. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like I can actually say that I'm eating off of my music. A lot of people can't say
100%.
that. A
Right.
lot of people can't say that they make money off them. There's a lot of people that got
Facts.
stuff on streaming platforms that never made a dime off of it. And
Yeah,
I can look every quarter, I'm making something off of it.
right.
And so it's like I can't say that I'm not being supported. I'm saying maybe I'm not being supported by the ones that I want to support me. But at the end of the day, it's like when you're doing it for you and you're doing it because you love it, it really don't matter. Like I just don't care about who support me and who's not because I know who really there for me and I know who really rocking with me.
That's what's up.
Now, let me tell you what's funny, bro. So, like, probably back when my son was maybe about 6 years old, 5 or 6 years old. So so I've had all my son has known his whole entire life is that I've had some studio stuff that I rap, write, make beats, the whole 9 yards, right? And so one day I asked him, I said, yeah, I'm recording him. And I said, yeah, Lanny, who's your favorite rapper, right? And I'm thinking like, you got your pops right here. You gonna say my dad, right? When they asked Peyton Manning this when he was 4 or 5 years old, he said his dad. So he says, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite rapper. And I was just like, what? He said, oh, I do have one. And I'm like, who? He says, DJ Khaled. And I was like, boy, you could have caught this. You could have caught this
He could have said
RKO.
anybody.
Man, but it was just, and that's when I realized though, man, it's like not that he just like I don't support you like that, but it does often become a matter of what I found is that when it comes to the people who that support you, it's almost like they're looking for the cosign of somebody else of you. So when somebody else say, oh, he's hot, or when you become popular to them and they've had the opportunity to support you when you were grassroots, it's like you've missed this whole entire opportunity to really support me and be a true fan of mine. And then you're waiting before someone else stamps me. That's the problem that I think that I've always had about looking for that kind of support, though, man.
Yeah.
Yo,
And a
Ben,
lot of that, my
go
fault.
ahead, bro. No.
I
Good.
was
You
just,
go ahead.
I was just about to say a lot of that is because society is followers. Everything is based off followers. But one thing I could say that I didn't have that problem. My son think I'm the dopest thing alive.
It said DJ Khaled, bro. And I got him featured. Listen, I have him featured on a song, and he still tells me, listen,
DJ Khaled.
I got him. He's my drop on all of my beats that I have. My producer drop, it's him. And he still tells me, that time he was 6 years old, said DJ Khaled, though. I was like, bro, you about to lose your whole middle name after this, though, man.
Yo, bro, how did you and YO and the rest of the All Red link up?
Wait. Before you tell a story, why All Red?
Okay, I had to take you back to 2009. It really originated with me and my brother Benjamin. We was in with Safars. We didn't have nothing, and we was like, he loves the color red. I used to love the color red too, but I'm like, I kind of grew out of that. but all red. But and I was like, if we're gonna name it that, we had to make it an acronym, and that's how I came up with the Always Live Life Real Every Day. Because I didn't want to just be like all red. Because I never wanted nobody to think it's on some gang bang stuff. Because it never
Yeah.
was about that. Because I wanted anybody that could be a part of it. But my mom always told me, always make something that has meaning. Don't just say something. Let it have a meaning. So that's
That's
how I
what's up.
came
That's
up. I
dope.
read.
And the link, how did you and YO link up?
Uh, in the military, like it started off. We have a mutual friend. Like pretty much this how we became already as a family. Um, we have a mutual friend named Beezy. He knew that YO did music, and he knew that I did music, and I had the studio equipment in my dorm room, in the little bitty dorm room. If you know anything about them dorm rooms on base,
Yeah.
so
Oh, he know.
so I had a little studio equipment there, and I never forget it. We did one song called "Merry Go," and after that, we've been close ever since. Cause it was like we was like the same exact person, and it was weird. Like I was like, "You do what I do. You sing, you rap. You sing, you rap." We was literally the same exact person. So I was like, "Dang, that's weird." But ever since then, we was close.
That's
You know,
what's up.
I remember them. I remember them dorms out there recording on that 8-track recorder out there.
We used to have. I mean, we all the way basic with the little 4-track tape recorder, bro.
Man,
And we bumped up the cakewalk and thought we was on top of the
Oh,
world.
we listen. We thought we was all the way digital then, though, bro.
I burnt so many CDs. I got so many trash CDs.
Hey man,
I ain't even gonna
look where
lie,
we
it's
at now, bro.
horrible.
Look where we at.
It was
Hey
horrible.
man, so what's next for you, bro? What's coming up next?
I'm currently working on my nostalgia project, and it's I've been dropping snippets every now and then, but it's basically like I'm bridging the gap between the new age and like stuff that I grew up on. So it's like I want to make people get that feel. Like I got a song called "Me and You" featuring Joe Money, and it's based off the Let's Chill song. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I produced every beat on there. Like I took the time, I handpicked what samples. Like I from the drum, I produced everything. So this is really like something that I'm taking my time on. And with this one, it's gonna be special because I'm dropping it like a playlist instead of
Mhm.
a album. So it's like it's gonna be something dropped every month off of it. So it, like I said, give people time to, okay, you like that, or here, add this one to it, or here, add this one to it. So it's gonna take about, I'm shooting for 8 months to do it,
Okay, that's a
but
nice.
it's probably gonna last. I don't want it no longer than 10 to 12 though, because I
Yeah.
want them to be able to. Because the way I'm gonna do it, I want them to be able to back it. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, and
You
then
got any
sometimes
shows up? You got any shows coming up?
actually the 24th we got the All Red reunion show, I guess, with Trey Fox. But other
Mhm.
than that, I've been really just chilling. Every time you seen me perform lately, I really wasn't supposed to be performing. I was just
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
So
Well, it was good having you out. We did that show on the rooftop with Damo,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
we was out there, like you said, with Trey Fox on his last show. So and so that those was always fun. Um, we asked YO this, so we got to put it on you, bro. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years musically?
Musically, behind the scenes, because I never wanted to be like a frontline person. I've always like had admiration. I always want to be like Diddy. You know what I'm saying? In a sense where I'm in the music, I'm gonna do some songs, but it's more like executive stuff, so I can go into like movies and other things, modeling, clothing. I always want to bring it all together. So,
Yeah, I mean, and I
in
see that
five
now.
years,
I see that now. So you
That's
you are like
dope.
well on your way. Because I mean, like I said, bro, I may not comment on everything, but I'm watching because I see everything y'all boys is doing. I told Charles when we talked about doing this that I had to have y'all on first. And so yo, I 100% appreciate your time. And I'm like I said, I'm a fan. Of course, we already said we're gonna work together. When we get
yeah.
these crazy schedules out the way, we gonna do something. But no, bro, just know that it's all love from over here. And
Absolutely.
yo, bro, I'm super proud of you, everything that y'all are
Thank you,
doing, and
man.
and I'm watching, so I can't wait to see what happens.
Oh yeah, and the same and vice versa. I'm a super fan of you. Like I love your style. I tell you this all the time. So every time I see you, I'll be happy. But yeah, I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for even giving me a platform to speak. A lot of people don't
Absolutely,
even
man.
have this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so listen, we told Wayo as well though, man. Be sure as well to in the comments,
yeah,
right? If you can put your not just the contact information, but all your follows, like your social media, your Facebook page, whatever you got going on. And then not just that, we'll be sure to make sure that on our podcast page as well that we follow you so that when you put out content that we can also, you know what I'm saying,
share.
share that as well though, man.
Yeah,
I bet that, bet that.
Yeah, yeah.
100%,
But
bro. Hey, we appreciate you again, bro, and good luck in all your endeavors. And I mean, like I said, I'm gonna be around to see it, so I'm excited, and I appreciate you, bro.
thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
All right, bro.
That was dope, bro.
It was dope, man. Bro, so talented, bro. I mean, you already know how it is, man. I didn't talk to you about him for years, man.
Every
So
time I hear you, them all red boys.
that's right. They be doing that thing, bro. Especially like it's it's one of those things like when you go to shows and you see a bunch of artists, it's not like you think not everybody is for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Everybody's not for you. So the fact that I see them and it's like, you know, like we do different style of music. I'm very, very much more traditional R&B. And so, to see them boys doing that style is just was like, bro, these boys be killing it. They have
yeah.
so much energy on stage, bro. They be killing it.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about. There are a handful of. So since I've known you to be active on the OKC scene, performance wise, I think that the one thing that I've heard there's a couple things that I've heard you mention. All Red Boys, of course,
Mhm,
for their showmanship. I've heard you talk about players for his
mhm,
just energy and hustle.
mhm.
Um,
Soul and
I
B.
who's that?
Soul and B. It's this female artist out here,
Soul
bro.
and B. You said she
Yeah.
do a dope show. Yeah, you said
Yes.
she do a real dope show out there as well. I'm trying to see who else stands out, man. There was this girl who you told me about some years
Oh my
ago.
gosh. Why in the world did I just blank
You
on
said
her
she
name?
was she was she was riding with the radio DJ out there.
Oh, you talking about Indigo Shot, but
Indigo Shy is
I'm
who I've
talking
heard you
about
talk about.
no. I'm talking to oh my gosh, why can't I think of her name? Uh that's gonna bother me. She oh my gosh, she's super dope. I cannot believe I'm blanking on her name. Uh, but anywho, yeah, man, it's amazing talent out here, bro.
Yeah.
And I just cannot believe how far everybody's come. Like just seeing the growth. I mean, you got some people that just continuing to do their thing, but yeah, them all red boys be on it. Ben Rich, YO, appreciate them so much, bro. And yeah, I'm gonna
And let
find
me
her
let me
name.
let me
Go
tell
ahead,
you what's funny. Let me tell you what's interesting too, right? So this is how. So you know how we talk. This is what we talk about. You said some things aren't for you, right?
bro.
And usually when we say that, we're referencing the younger generation of artists and some of their music. And to be quite honest, I think the saying that it's not for me is a gentle way of not saying that it's whack, but again, you don't want to talk down on it because you don't want to come across like a hater. But at the same time, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to dismiss that you know what their plight is as a musician and what they've gone through to even put this body of work together. But
Mhm,
Ace Kennedy, I saw something that just stood out to me that just blew me away that I was just like, man. So I saw something that popped up that says the homie Lil Durk, right? Lil Durk puts out his top 50 greatest rappers of all time, right?
mhm.
Now, naturally, Ace Kennedy, just out of curiosity, who are some of the names that you would just say these would be pretty common on anybody's top 50 list, let alone top 10, but top 50
Rappers.
top 50 rappers of all time.
So of course Biggie, Pac, uh see, Biggie, Pac, Jay-Z. I'd hear people say Nas. Uh, I'd hear some people say. I've heard people say Scarface.
Yep.
Um, I'd hear some people say Jadakiss. I
Yep.
hear some people say Fab. I'd hear some people say LL.
Somewhere in 50 rappers, right? In
Yeah.
50. Okay, so this is kind of interesting because I saw this trending because Lil Durk, 50 rappers, doesn't contain Biggie nowhere, right? Does not contain Jay-Z, does not contain Nas, does not contain Eminem, doesn't contain any of those people who you mentioned. And Ace Kennedy, I almost got mad about this. But then I just realized that it's very much how I mentioned to you earlier, a couple months ago, when we were talking about Nas, and as hip hop continues to grow, and
Mhm.
year in and year out, you having to update your resume to say, all right, what exactly have these people did in the totality, right, of hip hop? So I'm looking at this list, and bro, I don't know. Part of this, I think, had a lot of trolling. I'm gonna say 50% of this are subjective because it's who he likes.
Mhm.
The other, I think he's somewhat trolling because this is all time. If he would have just said these are my favorite 50, I don't think he would have gotten any backlash. But he has Meek Mill in no order: Meek Mill, Lil Baby, Lil Uzi, Young Thug, Future, Drake, Moneybag Yo, Nicki Minaj, City Girls, G Herbo, Megan the Stallion, the Texas Treasure, who should be protected at all times. J. Cole, Juice World, Lil Keed, Chief Keef, Migos, PNB, Kodak Black, NBA Youngboy, King Von, A Boogie with the Hoodie, 21 Savage, Cardi B, Trippy Red, Lil Skies, Gucci Mane, Rich the Kid, Gunna, Chance the Rapper, Polo G Cowboy, Tory Lanez, YBN, T Grizzly,
Mhm.
YG, Nipsey Hussle, Ty Dolla Sign, Young Dolph, Key Glock, XX, Triple X, Black Youngster, Quando Rondo, NLE Chopper, Roddy Rich, YNW Melly, The Baby, Blueface, Kevin Gates, and Nav. Listen, Ace Kennedy.
Mhm.
I said, bro, if hip hop started 10 years ago, just 10 years ago, if hip hop started in 2011, this would be a solid list, bro. Although I've never heard music from 80% of the people that he named on here.
Yeah.
So,
Here's my thing. I actually don't have no beef with the list. Here's why. Like on my top 50 or top 5 or top 10 list, KRS-One wouldn't be on there. Uh Grandmaster Cash wouldn't be on there. Big Daddy Kane, like none of those cats would be on my list. But people who are purist hip hop, people that are older than me would be like, bro, how could you, like, they would look at my list almost how I'm looking at that
wait a
person's
minute.
list.
Wait a minute. Would you have Rakim on your
Nah,
50 list?
nah.
Oh my gosh.
But
The
that's the thing though.
microphone fiend?
It doesn't matter though. I didn't grow up listening to him. You know what I'm saying? Like my brother did. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't any, because again, I'm an R&B dude for one.
Well,
That
here's the
that's
thing. Here's the thing. Here, I'm just gonna say this about certain people. Okay, so maybe, right? Maybe it's that I haven't listened to a lot of these guys that he named because I quite honestly may not have never given them the chance to listen to, right? Like what my taste of music is
Mhm.
just might not have included 80% of the people that are on here. But here's the thing that I think. I think though, Ace, can even you, the R&B extraordinaire on here, I think that if you go and if I gave you a playlist
Mhm.
of all it would take is maybe 10 to 15 Rakim songs, you would at least, even if you didn't say, yo, you would at least understand why people put him in their top
Yeah,
tens, right?
yeah,
Top 50, right?
right.
Just on
But these
songs.
but these kids though, what I'm saying, if I didn't listen to, like Rakim and stuff like that, there's no way, and even Biggie and Pac and all of them, that doesn't. I mean,
That's
I,
scary to me though. Ace, you know what's funny to me though, man? Like, when Jay-Z said, I'm afraid of the future.
yeah,
I guess for me, part of me, as someone who's I've listened to all, this is the crazy part, right? Because I think that I've lived every single era of hip hop, my entire, so for us, right? Our generation has experienced hip hop from the infancy all the way until now. And it just seems like for me that if he put this list together, right,
mhm,
of 50, then I feel like, as I do consider myself a hip hop head, right? But I feel like I've allowed myself to get out of touch. If this is if it, let's this looks like if hip hop started 10 years ago, maybe this would be solid. If Jay-Z never existed, if Biggie Pop never existed, if Eminem never, if all of the people, if you said, hey, if hip hop started in 2010 and anybody from 2010 forward, even if you scratch that, let's say 2015, because I'm going to assume I never heard of the baby until 2017. I
mhm.
never heard of Blueface and Kevin Gates them until, well, I heard Gates for a while back, but a lot of these people I never even heard before 2015, right? So you say 2015 going forward, like if you said these are the greats, it would almost be like how back when people used to say in the 90s, Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas are the greats, the goats, because at that time the history of hip hop was kind of small. So I'm looking at this and I'm looking at this list and I'm thinking like, bro, like you mean to tell me that somebody, maybe it's not me, but somebody thinks that highly of Kodak Black? Somebody thinks that highly of NLE. Like, I don't know them, so I'm just like, yo,
I mean, I mean, pretty much their OGs is like is what Britney's list, like Jay Z, Kendrick, and Cole. That's like their OGs. So it's like for them, if that's they're living in music now, bro. And
if
so
their OG is 30, listen, bro. And this is the thing I have to take into concept. Think about this though, right? I've always thought that hip hop, maybe this is the maybe I am just getting old. But listen, I remember when I was 15, like hip hop has always been a young man's game until the young men started to get old, right? Because when I was 15, there were no 30-year-old rappers, right? When you was 30, you were practically done. Like that was it. Like when I was 15, I think Jay-Z was 25, right? By the time Jay-Z was 25, I believe that he would have already recorded Reasonable Doubts, The Life and Trials of Sean Carter. He would have already recorded Hard Not Life, and he was looked at 25 like, no, he is a grown man within hip hop at 25. This is when I was 15. So now when I'm looking at that, I'm looking at some 15-year-old now. Like, how do y'all look at Rick Ross? Because Rick Ross is 40. Like, how do y'all view 2 Chainz? And not just that, because you think though, we never had that. We never experienced when LL turned 35, he was done. He was into acting, right? So we didn't have old rappers. So I'm almost looking at this list, bro, and I felt like, dog, I have dated myself because I feel like I've made myself out of touch, that somebody who is so young doesn't doesn't really know hip hop
they don't,
past
but they don't care.
2015
But they
or
don't care
care
though.
or care.
They don't care. Like it's like, bro, that has nothing to do with me. So and I used to probably feel a little twinge of disrespect, but now it's like, for what? Like they're in a different era. It's not for me. It's not. and
It
I'm
is.
cool with that.
I am good. This is the thing about it, man. I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a hip hop purist, because someone who I think that I would say is a hip hop purist, right, is into all of the elements of hip hop. And I'm talking about original elements. When I think
Yep.
of purist, I'm thinking of somebody who's into DJing, that knows the pulse of DJing. Someone who stays in the pulse of b-boying, right? Someone who knows the post in tunes in the post of the graffiti, the arts, and also the beats, and also the lyrics. Those are like the five, I think, universal elements of hip hop. So while I think I'm in tune, I don't think that I'm a purist. But I feel like when I'm looking at this, though, man, like I've just allowed myself for some reason to just, I feel like I need to go and listen to these people, bro.
I don't feel like I need to at all. Like my
As a
thing
hip hop head, I feel like I need to give them a chance that I haven't been giving them.
I mean, that's your prerogative on that. I just feel like, look, that's for them. Look, I had to jump on Deuce the other day, not jump on him, but he came outside for something, bro. And I was we was driving by. I was picking up a shirt from him, and he had this Roddy Rich shirt on, and I said, yo, bro, how you got this Roddy Rich shirt, but you ain't got no Ace Kennedy shirt? He was like,
Facts.
oh, I was like, yeah. He said, well, I ain't buying my girl ball. I said, well, she could have bought you an Ace Kennedy shirt.
Yeah. So he basically said, if you don't sit your old tail down somewhere.
Guess my merch ain't good enough for her.
Listen,
But
man,
no,
I'm just blown away though, man, because like I see like the I see when you go into almost most stores right now that are hip hop clothing stores, like you see the throwback shirts of Tupac's and Biggie's and all these other things nowadays, right? And I'm just like, do this? Is there somebody, like, somebody's looking at Triple X dying and King Von dying, like we looked at Tupac and Biggie dying to them. Like
right.
that's amazing to me.
Well, it's funny you say that because like Layla and Carly, right? They get shirts like Tupac, Poetic Justice, uh,
Yeah.
NWA, like all these shirts, and we like, yo, do you even know who that is? It's like, nah, I just like
No, because
shirts,
I put Layla on blast and she didn't know that Biggie song
right?
when I was
But
down there.
the other thing too, so Carly had on a Tiny Toon shirt. And I said, yo, do you know anything about that? Have you ever seen that cartoon? She was like, no, I just like the colors. I was like, oh my God. I start singing the theme song, bro. She was looking at me like I was crazy, bro. I had
Oh
no,
my gosh, bro. Like, nah, man. Like I feel like as a connoisseur of hip hop that I need to give these dudes a chance. Because here's the thing. I never listened, I never even I feel terrible that I had never heard of King Von
yeah.
until he died. And when I listened to his music, I said, yeah, this is incredible. Like I like he was dope. And I just didn't know. And part of it is that the access to music and the amount of people that are in music is so much more massive now, and it's so easy to put music out that it not that it oversaturates it, but it just gives you so much to choose from that it's easy for you to say that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, bro, like as a connoisseur of hip hop, that I need to go through and listen to all of the people. I've never heard of Quando Rondo before. I just know that he was he was rumored to be involved with King Von's shooting, right? I know that. I know. Listen, NBA YoungBoy just set a record for hip hop artists, where he's the only artist in hip hop to have a number one album in 2019, 20, and 21. 3 years straight, he's had a number one album, though, bro. And he's the most streamed hip hop artist, more than a lot of people. So I'm just like, how is this man doing that? And I've never listened to a single
Well,
song of his.
and here's what's crazy. Him and Drake about to do a joint project.
Oh my gosh.
Yo,
Listen, bro.
last one before we move on, bro. We was watching the MTV Awards. It was the year that the boy Justin Timberlake was the I guess he was getting like the Michael Jackson, award or something. But he opened the show to where he was like doing a whole bunch of songs. You know what I'm saying? It was about 15 minutes performance,
Yeah.
and it culminated with him on stage with NSYNC, right? And my kids was watching, and they say, "Yo, who are those dudes?"
It's I can get that, because that would almost be like, if you don't know who the Pips are, if you don't know their faces, right, you might not know. You know what I'm saying? So I can see that.
Yeah, but if they know Justin Timberlake, I just didn't.
Nah, see, they make, so listen, Justin Timberlake has been a solo artist and has put out music for them during their
See,
lifetime.
it made me wonder though if they even knew who Destiny's Child was.
Oh man, they just know Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. They don't even know Michelle.
Or the other ones, LaToya Luckett.
No, they do not know Destiny's Child. I would be surprised.
Yeah.
But like, again, that just tells you how fast time is really flying by, because I think Destiny's Child's album, the last album they had together, was like 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
With what's that? Can You Keep Up? Let me lose my breath. That's the last one that I was aware of with Survivor on it. But no, with yeah, I think that may have been it though, man. But that was years ago. And you think 2002?
They last album?
Yeah, that album with it. But that was, if that was 2002 or 2003, that was 18 years ago, bro. Like, I don't know. And listen, that's crazy, bro. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something real quick, because we was I wanted to get your thoughts on something. Ace Kennedy,
Mm-hmm.
I have a conspiracy theory.
COVID Charlie.
And listen, this one is coming off of having ample amount of sleep. So yesterday, right, while a lot of folks was at work, apparently Instagram, Facebook was down, right, for 6 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
First off, what was you doing? What were you doing?
I was at work, but I was still trying to log on.
You're still trying to log.
Look, I was trying to log on from everywhere, because I mean, but at the time though, I was trying to get Charlie's popcorn points up. She was selling that popcorn, and that was our means of pubbing it. So
Yeah.
I was trying to log on for that purpose, but I mean, at the same time, Facebook is a regular part of my day. You know, I put the question on the day in there to engage with everybody. So, you know, I'm looking for responses. So yeah.
A lot of people said I was working. I didn't even realize it was. Now, some people just, maybe with their jobs, that I put this out there on my page. I stole your whole MO and put a question out there. But listen, I'm not gonna lie. When I needed that outlet, right, I did get on TikTok, and TikTok was live though, bro. I mean, it was dope just because I had the opportunity to just kind of get out there and explore. Like I said, I'm officially all in for TikTok, and I'm probably on TikTok more than I'm on Facebook and Instagram these days. But Ace Kennedy, during the time that TikTok was down, to start that morning off, there was a Facebook whistleblower who was testifying in front of Congress that says, listen, Facebook does not have these controls in place like they try to put up, and they're saying Facebook does not champion anti-hate, anti-race, like they basically say, and she is spilling the beans about their lack of controls and their lack of security on information that's being put out there on the platforms. Ace Kennedy, she is going in. Now, Ace Kennedy, when I heard whistleblower, I knew exactly what she looked like. Who did Ace Kennedy? When you hear whistleblower, who comes to mind? What does this person look like to you?
She looks like that she was coming to steal away land from the Native Americans.
She is a pilgrim, right? She is okay. So when they showed me that was the first thing I knew right off the bat. I knew what this woman was going to look like. But Ace Kennedy, my conspiracy is this: I don't think that it was any coincidence that while this woman is out here spilling the beans, that Facebook goes down, Instagram goes down, right? On the same time that this woman is actually out here just giving up all the tea, it goes down. Now, Ace Kennedy, my thoughts on this is that maybe this woman is telling all the truth. And Facebook is scrambling. So they pulled the site down to allow them to clean up their servers. They didn't scrub their servers clean, right? And it wouldn't surprise me that maybe in a day or two after this woman after she done told all the business, it wouldn't surprise me if Facebook comes back and says, hey, we compliant. You can check us out. Because to me, while this woman is out here telling all the business, Facebook then pulled the whole site down while she's going, because I think that they're watching the kind of stuff that she's saying, bro. And I think that they're basically saying, hey, wherever that's it, but we're going to scrub our networks. We scrubbing our servers clean and blah, 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 blah. And I think that it was not a coincidence, bro, that Facebook and Instagram was down at the same time. I think that them boys was trying to do some maintenance and make sure that they had the controls in place that this woman said they won't. So Mark Zuckerberg is going to come back in a day or so. And if he comes back and say, no, we compliant, y'all can check us on now, or he comes to give a statement that says we're refuting basically what this woman says, they use that day to go ahead and do that, bro.
I don't see anything wrong with that. But here's the thing, though. I don't understand how people really think Facebook is supposed to monitor every single person on there. Like, at the end of the day, it's a social media platform. I have to annually I give a message to the people who choose to be my friend on Facebook of what type of content I will be planning to display on my timeline. Here's the thing. If you do not like what you see, you just scroll past, or you unfollow me, or you unfriend me. So my thing is that while, like, I don't think, like, you're always going to align yourself with people of similar interests. So whether you do it on Facebook or in a group text, on GroupMe, you're always going to find a way to be able to have like-minded people join in together. There's going to be hate groups within that. And even in groups that you don't consider hate groups, you will find yourself, because you're like-minded, you're going to then talk about things that you don't like within those groups. So I think that obviously Facebook, the initial intent was to connect people again, like college, colleagues, high school colleagues, old friends from childhood, to connect everybody. And then, of course, with families living in different parts of the world, to be able to connect that way, to be able to share what's going on in life. That was the original intent. And anytime you start out with something with a good intent, there's always evil that can lurk.
Sure.
It's just, there's just no way around it. So I don't really know what the government can really do about cleaning up everything, because it's gonna be there.
I think that, so here's the thing about it. I think that what this woman was basically trying to expose was that, how Facebook and even Twitter, right, how they banned Donald Trump, right, and how they pulled down, posts that they have tried to put in things that at least fact check your stuff, right? But I think that this woman is basically, and it ain't what y'all think, basically. And so, but the thing that gets me is I did see, to the homegirl Brittany Rose point, that Mark Zuckerberg lost 7 billion. I don't know that he personally lost it or if the company lost it. Maybe it's one and the same. But listen, that doesn't matter to me. He'll make it up somewhere. If you got $7 billion to lose, you got $7 billion to get back. Right. I've never been in a position to lose $7 million. But I do know this, though, Ace. If for some reason, if he could lose $7 billion, if for some reason, if they did make a big deal about this stuff that this woman is saying, and any of it comes to be true, and they tell them that, hey, based off of this, you're violating different FTC and SEC guidelines, then we're going to investigate and we're going to make you pull your page down for whatever amount of time. If it's a day, If you can lose $7 million or $7 billion in 6 hours, bro, then think about how much you can lose if you had to pull it down for a full day or full week. So I think that them boys just said, hey, we gonna pull this thing down, make sure we got our ducks in a row, make sure we airtight, we gonna button things up. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep it as business usual. We're going to tell some people that it was a configuration issue. We got to the bottom of it. We figured it on out and we good. But I think that ultimately,
it also showed people too how much they rely on Facebook.
Absolutely.
And Instagram.
Absolutely.
So it's another thing like, okay, play with me if you want to. I'll shut this whole thing down.
I'll shut it down. And what y'all gonna do then? Go to Twitter.
You ain't paying no money to have a Facebook page.
Listen, boy, what if Facebook came out and said, "Hey, we're gonna charge y'all $1 to get on here $1 a month." Even if it was $1 a month, a streaming. Oh man, if it was a streaming service and you had to pay $10 a month for your Facebook account, dog, I think that Mark Zuckerberg then would probably be worth more than Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, it's crazy because people need their social media.
And listen, I'm gonna be honest. It makes sense. I mean, nowadays, I think that social media is so a part of that you know what I'm saying. Like, and Brittany wrote that's a choice, right? You're choosing to pay, but if you didn't have a choice, that would be different.
Right.
But like I found out that on my side, something that was like a family issue on my side that I wouldn't have known if I wasn't on Facebook, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like on some degree, some level, people are dependent on their Facebook interaction. It depends on how tightly knit your extended family is. But so that's one thing I wanted to talk about. That's one conspiracy. But here's another thing though. Sage Steele, right, has recently been on Jay Cutler of all things. Like, I don't think I've ever really heard Jay Cutler talk. So when I heard that he had a podcast, I was just like, what? Like, I didn't know he had that much to say. Although he's been killing it in his little separation of divorce from his girl, Kristen Calvarelli or whatever her name is. He's been doing it on that one. But he has Sage Steele on, and Sage Steele has been kind of controversial over the last year or so.
Is it just been a year? She's been controversial since she's been out.
Maybe. I know that one of the things that's been kind of interesting is that Sage Steele has had some say and things to say about her how she identifies, right? She identifies as no, I'm biracial, right? It's not no, I'm black. And she looks like every not light skin, but she looks like almost every black guy. I wouldn't have known that she was white, but I think that she has a white dad, if I'm not mistaken, white mom. I'm not entirely sure. But she's made it a topic of discussion in the past to talk about, you know, her race and how she identifies. Like, she doesn't want to be identified as a black woman. I'm biracial. I guess she feels like it's denouncing her white side or whatnot, which I guess I can understand that, right?
Right.
So she gets on with Jay Cutler of all people, and somehow they bring up my boy Barack Hussein Obama. Listen, man, you already know how I am about my boy Barack and the Obamas. I ain't gonna let you slide. We gotta pull you out. Listen, but she basically says, you know, to some degree, I think it's funny that he just identifies as black and not biracial. When you never hear anybody talk about his black dad, you only hear talk about he was raised by his white mom and his grandma, but he wants to be black, but you don't hear about him talking about his black daddy. I was just like, wait a minute. What are we doing? First off, what are we doing with that part? Let's talk about it. Let's park that there. Now, I'm curious to ultimately see what my girl Brittany Rowe has to say, somebody who is biracial.
Here's my thing. I think people have to be careful about pushing their views on other people. It doesn't matter what she thinks about what Obama did. That wasn't her call. She's allowed to identify with being biracial. And she even had an instance where she talked about, you know, they tried to front her out on air and make her choose between the two. Like, nah, if it's just the Census Bureau, you got to choose one. So And that right there could have easily been a thing that set her off as to why it feels more personal for Barack to do that. But again, that's Barack's side, because just because of whether his dad was there or not, you can't deny that that's his lineage.
Facts.
And so he's allowed to choose the way that he identifies. I mean, you look at somebody like Logic. Logic looks very much as like a white boy, but he's quick to tell you he's biracial every chance he gets. So my thing is that I think that's a conversation that I that's as far as I could go on that, because I am not biracial. I can't tell somebody how to feel, because that is it. You imagine the trauma they had to grow up with their whole life, like being around your black friends and they talking about white people, knowing that you are
Oh,
half.
I got a question for you, Ace. I got a question for you. Okay. So I'm looking here and I'm thinking about this because I see that, Brittany Rowe, who jumped in the comments, said, hey, I'm proud of my black side. I am biracial. But let me ask you this though.
Mhm.
Because Sage Steele, and maybe this, I don't know if this is a colorism, but do you think because of Sage Steele's complexion, right? Do you think that her black friends looked at her and thought that she just wasn't quite black enough?
No, I just think that she has, I mean, and she kind of talked about it in the interview. She has had obstacles to go through with ESPN of all people, who is still the company that she works for.
I've actually heard. So she got into it before with my girl Jamel Hill, where they disagreed, but they had a segment that they did with they were going to use Sage Steele, and they also used the other light-skinned dude who I forget his name. But I think that they were looking at her like you almost don't act black enough. And so they wound up going with L. Duncan from Atlanta, by the way. Been following L. Duncan since she's been on the radio station out here. But I think that I think though, bro, that Sage, and I don't know anything about very much about her personal life outside of things that she's publicized in podcasts, interviews, or whatever. But it wouldn't surprise me, bro, that if her entire life, if people have questioned her level of blackness, bro, like she
I can,
just
well, just her the colorism period, like, and I like I said, just reading the interview, you can feel that she's always had a struggle with something. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's either being black or white, biracial, or just her being a woman. Like the stuff that she's had to go through in locker rooms, trying to get interviews, trying to do this, trying to do that, helping out other women. Like she has, you can tell there's some trauma there just from the way she about this stuff. And of course, like I said, she works for ESPN. She got fired by them for for a moment, and then came back. Like she's
and right. What's my girl who recently got fired? Rachel Nichols already said you got a crappy record on diversity.
right. So that's what I'm saying. Like I just and I mean, because she even took it a step further, talking about getting the vaccine. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like she felt she was pressured into doing that, and then of course ESPN had to come out and do a PR spin, and then she came out and apologized. So it's just one of those things. Like she has gone through a lot, and so I can understand. The only part that I have issue with, nothing of her speaking her truth and what she's gone through, but then throw your stuff on somebody else. That's what I have the issue with. Because again, Barack is that is on his own.
Listen, Brittany Rose says in the comments, she says, and by the way, Brittany Rose, I do know where you're going as somebody who is also a Native American Indian tribe. I totally understand where you come from with that. But she says, as a mixed person, my white friends always treated me as a black girl. My black friends always treated me as their white friend. And so this is my thing though, bro. I can see that from Brittany's skin complexion, why that might be the case. But what if What if Sage Steele's white friends treated her like she was a white girl? But what if her black friends still treated her like she was the white girl?
I mean, I don't know. That might be Jordan reaching on that one. I
It
don't know.
might be.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm just going off of what was presented, bro. I mean, I know what you're doing, and that's fine. You can tell that there is some trauma.
It's something. It's something
There.
though.
It's almost like it bothers her deeply. Like she's been dealing with this for quite some time. This isn't just her professional career. This has been something that's been over some time where she's had, and I don't know, like you said, I don't know her family structure. I don't know if who's black, who's white within her family, and what that situation looked like for her growing up. Because she's older than us, I think, right? Might be
I
around the
don't
same
know.
age.
She might be about the same age now, cause she got to be about our same age. She out there looking
She's
still like a little tender still. She ain't
right, but
old.
she's not old, but she's older is comparison to some of the younger people that have come on the scene, which is nothing wrong with that either. But so to deal with being a woman, to deal with being biracial, and to deal with being someone who's seasoned, yeah, I can understand that there's some trauma there, bro.
Okay, let me just double check here. Sage Steele. I just want to now you got me curious about her age because she
Yeah.
can't be. She ain't 50. 48.
See, she older than us.
Jesus Christmas. Not that that's old, like
No,
Kevin
no, no,
Hart.
no,
Damn.
no, no, no. It's nothing like that. I'm just saying. I, I'm
Damn.
I'm just looking at the older you get, though, the more closer it is to racism. I mean, to that time where everything was segregated. So again, not knowing her upbringing and what she had to go through, even as a little girl, that stuff could be traumatizing, bro.
Listen, shout out to all of my fellow Native American Indians, specifically those that are from my tribe, the Slapaho tribe. Just want
This
to put
boy
that
right
out there.
Yo, before we get off here, because there was something else I needed to bring up, but I did want to. You remember I was saying that there was somebody super dope out here that I couldn't think of their name, and I wanted to apologize because I could not think of her name. But Hannah Maraki is this girl is her vocally on out of this world, bro. Like
Mm.
this girl, her songs are bro. That's what I was gonna talk about, Brittany. Yeah,
Is the Dave Chappelle special out, or I thought it was
came out
just a
today.
preview? I
No,
gotta
came out
watch it
today,
today. Nah,
bro.
I gotta watch it today. We
Dave,
talking about it on Friday.
Dave Chappelle's the goat. Dave
Yeah,
Chappelle's the goat.
I saw the clips of it right on TMZ. I saw the trailer with Morgan Freeman narrating, but I plan to watch it
Well,
tonight if that's
yeah,
the
the
case.
Morgan Freeman is what announced that it was coming out today. Because
Yeah,
I didn't want to watch I didn't want to see any jokes ahead of time. I didn't want to see no trailer. So when I saw that he was just riding in the truck, then I was like, all right, I can watch this. So yeah, it is fire. I could have had him go another 30 minutes, bro. Yeah.
man. I got to check it out though, man. I like I said, when I heard that it was another one, I couldn't wait. But then when I saw the clips of it, I said, okay, I saw him talking about the baby in the one that I saw, and that's the one that made me say, okay, let's go, it's
Let's
go time.
He touches on some stuff. I ain't giving no spoilers. He touched on some stuff, bro. And like it's old school comedy where it's like, nah, bro, I'm going there. And just when you think I ain't going there, I'm gonna go to here even further. Like
Mm.
like I would love to see Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr on the same set, bro. Because both of them and just call it the controversial tour. Because I mean, them boys would just and there's another dude too. I can't think his name, but yeah, all three of them just say stuff like, nah, bro, if you at this point in our career I'm cool with the people that follow me. I don't care about getting no new fans. If you don't know how I do me, that's on you. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Um, but listen, I did see that we were talking about. Brittany Rowe pointed out as well that they did pull Sage Steele off the air for the week. Um, it maybe right. It could have been coincided with her. Maybe the testing positive for COVID didn't have any. made it the reason, and that her comments didn't have anything to do with it. But here's the thing that I had. The one thing I'll leave with this though, and this is one of those things that we talk about. If she felt the need to apologize afterwards, right after her comments and everything like that, how safe? Because we talk about it all the time. You know, you got a job, right? And your job you can say whatever you want to say, right? That don't mean your job ain't gonna fire you from saying it. You got a right to say it, right? So I'm just wondering, like, is that safe, right? How with ESPN being such a public company, right? And one of your on-air personalities speak their opinion with no malice intended there. I don't know what we
Listen, she works for Disney. Period. Gina Carano is off The Mandalorian, one of the top shows ever right now because of comments she made. Here's the thing. We talked about this before. When you work for certain people, they have the right to fire you for whatever they want to fire you for. And the thing is I'm sure that there is documentation that you have to sign on what you can and cannot say. Because when you speak no matter if you go on any podcast as said person, you still represent that company. So that you don't have the freedom of speech to do stuff. And that's not just for Disney. When I was in the military, there was things I couldn't say.
Right.
I work for the government still. There's some things I can't say and do. And so the thing is I know those things, and it is what it is. Like, and just like when she said with her job, she said, I didn't necessarily want the shot, but I need my job. So I went on ahead and got it. So that it's just like, you know.
Okay, listen, before we get on out of here, I at least want to answer Brittany Rose's last question here. What song is more iconic? Midnight Train to Georgia, Gladys Knight and the Pips, or My Girl by The Temptations? That's a very listen. I love Midnight Train to Georgia,
but it's not more recognizable than My Girl.
It is not a more iconic song than My Girl. And here's the reason why. I'll go ahead and I'll say it like this. Because Midnight Train to Georgia is a very iconic song, but I personally think that Gladys Knight's Neither One of Us is a bigger song than Midnight Train, or I like it more. And I also like If I Were Your Woman better than Midnight Train to Georgia. So because we're talking about just those two songs, My Girl, I can't think of a Temptation song that I like more, or that I would say is better. There's some that I think they're as good, but not better.
They even made a movie called My Girl.
That's facts. And listen, Midnight Train, Brittany Rowe, you came to Atlanta too late because they had the Midnight Train drink at you missed Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles downtown Atlanta, Peachtree Street, and you missed the Midnight Train. It was the best Arnold Palmer style drink you would ever have, though, man. You missed it.
The Arnold Palmer was called an Uptown at Gladys Knight.
It was an Uptown. It was not called a Midnight Train. It was called an Uptown. You're right. Somebody else had one that was called a Midnight Train, but the Uptown was fired over.
Oh,
was it Uptown? Wait a minute. No.
Yes, I put that on. I would put that on the box. That is called the Uptown. Only reason why I know that is because when I came back to Oklahoma, I was calling it an Uptown because I was out there with you. That's the only reason why I knew that.
Oh, I used to love how it was real sweet, and you can see where the tea was and see where the lemonade was, and it was better than just going to anywhere to just get an Arnold Palmer, though, man. So yeah. It was my favorite restaurant in Atlanta to go to was Gladys Knight Chicken and Waffles. Because everywhere you would go, this was like every time.
Breaking news. Ben Simmons reconsidering holdout. It says the Philly guard camp taking notice of financial significance of holdout after $360K fine for skipping game. So that just dropped.
What you think he gonna do?
He might do the James Harden, bro. He might show up and play just until he gets traded. because them checks is going, them checks is going eat him up, bro. I mean, I know that they probably briefed him on all of this, like what the team could do potentially, blah 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 blah. But yo, I don't care how like that much money. I mean, because I'm trying to see how long Kyrie gonna hold out.
Listen, man, Kyrie money is a little longer because he's been on two big contract extensions. Ben Simmons, this is his first big extension. This is like his max deal after his rookie deal. His rookie deal may have netted him $20 million. It ain't like Kyrie, who already probably got $100 million in the bag before this. So I don't know, man, but I don't feel like if you Ben Simmons though, bro, like I don't see how you go back, especially after all that Joel Embiid recently said though, man. So I think you go back. I don't even know how you play. Like, what is that situation about? Like, I don't know
Bro,
what the rules are on games played.
it's business, bro. It's business. When I'm saying it, I understand everything you saying, but at the same time, bro, if Vince McMahon can take all of these people back that done slighted his name or besmirched his name, 100%, I believe Ben Simmons could play.
I don't see how you do it, man. I don't. I
Like I said,
don't
it's
see
business,
how
bro.
you
It's that
do it,
bread,
bro.
bro. Because ain't nobody pay. Hey, he ain't getting no money from nowhere else like that. So
You, I don't know, man. Maybe Rich Paul and them is fronting him some of that money, but we're gonna get it back on the back end.
I guess we'll
That's
see.
just the 8 mil, right? At some point, right? So the 8 mil. So this is the thing about it. The 8 mil, he was going to get that either way, right? But they have that in some account, and that was so he was going to get that anyway at the 8. That was just the upfront. But then also he still has this normal annual salary that he's still going to get. I don't know. I think that they pay that monthly, whatever the durations are on that.
Yeah,
But
but
I
they
think that the big thing that I just still I
it's the
don't know,
escrow.
man.
It's the escrow money that they put in the account just in case for something like this
That
to
was
happen.
the 8 million. That was like the kickoff. The 8 million though, the 8 million was he was gonna get that on the first, cut right off the top. He was gonna get it. And then all the other extra money from this season was different though, man. So I don't
Yeah,
know, man, but
that's what I'm
I
saying.
I, I
I don't. It doesn't matter what you say. I still think Philly has the leverage. Now the thing is, you don't want a disgruntled employee there, but they have the leverage on the money end. Like, okay, we're gonna see how long you can hold out, bro,
so
because
did
we're gonna
the
keep
so did the
signing you.
Rockets. So did the Rockets.
Right, but the difference is what I can respect about James Harden. He showed up to work. So the thing was that look, I'm gonna get out here. I'm gonna be fat. I'm gonna make 7 points a game. I'm gonna get out here, run this flow. That's about it. Until you trade me, I'll be there, but don't expect me to do.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying. Like he still showed up to work, so you couldn't stop his money, but you knew he didn't want to be there. He did some
James Harden need to be consulting him on how to handle this though, man.
100%. Because I
I
mean
was
that's
now. Oh. Now listen, if we can go on for this one, but if Ben Simmons comes back there, and what if Ben Simmons comes back there, and you very rarely, like most people, I don't think that they would even recognize Ben Simmons's voice, right? If you didn't was told, if you wasn't told him. But what if Ben Simmons get out there and just start talking reckless while he's out there, bro? Like he get out there and just start talking bad about Doc Rivers coaching. Like if he get out there and say, you know what, yeah, man, I thought that we would have had a better chance if Doc would have made some better decisions on in-game adjustments. Everybody always say that he don't make the adjustments. And if he came out there and said, yeah, I think that we could have won the championship years ago if Joel Embiid ever decides that he don't want a tummy ache to stop him from playing. Like, what if he got out there and just started firing off and just got real spicy with his stuff, though, bro?
well, I don't think he would do that because that's affecting the marketability to his next team. But you don't want to be known as a cancer because that's going to devalue your trade value. So I just
Listen,
think that
man.
I think that now I wouldn't even be surprised if he said, "Listen, I'll come out there, I'll play, but I ain't talking to the media because those fines might be a little bit cheaper. But at
Those are
least you
hundred thousands. Those are 100,000 fines,
it ain't
bro.
it ain't 360,000 per game.
Right.
So I mean, I'm just
He
saying.
gonna have to James Harden that thing and just at every chance he get, let it be known that he does not want to be there.
Yeah, that would be my response. Like, I'm gonna, I'm here as a professional doing my job and hoping that the team can, hurry to a conclusion and get me to my next destination, something like that,
I'm
or
just here not to
whatever.
get fined, man. I'm just here
Yeah.
so I won't be fined.
Right. Well, look, man, we could talk for hours because that's what we do. I appreciate everybody that stepped in the comments. Chad, Brittany Rowe. We
Chatty
appreciate
Mac.
y'all so much. And of course, our special guest, Ben Wrench for All Red. Thank you for showing up for the Slash Brothers podcast.
Yes,
We
sir.
will see y'all again on Friday. Charlie, what you got for the week?
For the week, man, I'm still trying to decide, man. It's gonna be just me and the homie Landon for the most part here for the rest of this week, though, man. So we still trying to figure out what the agenda is. What about you, man?
Jesus.
Bro, phone dropped all up on the board. But no, for me, whew, Jesus. Look, for me, so I took the missus out on spontaneous date. We went to go watch Venom on Sunday. Charlie got a little upset with that. She gets jealous a lot. So tonight we watching the Paw Patrol movie because she's been talking about doing a family movie. So we're gonna get on that Paw Patrol tonight.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook page. Every episode is streamed on both platforms at the same time. Ace Kennedy, can we get that music, sir?
Yep.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.